What is up, guys, and welcome back to an episode of the F122 Mobile Racing Career Mode. We are here for episode number 71 today for the Mexican Grand Prix. If you guys did miss the previous episode of the Singapore Grand Prix, definitely be sure to go check that one out before you see this one. A very entertaining episode, as unfortunately we could not convert a P3 into another podium, but we were still able to get some very strong points for this Haas team. And coming to the Mexican Grand Prix, this is going to be a bit of an interesting one because unfortunately Mexico, due to this extremely long main straight, it's going to be not very easy for us to get some decent points here because this Haas, as we all know, is not very good in a straight line compared to the likes of the Red Bull and the Ferrari. But we can do what we can in the corners in Sector 2 and Sector 3. So let's see what we got here. Down to third gear here through this interesting chicane sequence here, getting a decent run through there. Could probably have hit those apexes a little better there, but we are otherwise underway here to make our way towards Sector 2 here. Where's this going to put us? Unsurprisingly, 28.6 is not going to be anywhere close to a purple sector, but we are managing to thread our way through these corners nice and easy, making sure the car doesn't oversteer too much as we make our way into the very interesting next sequence of corners. We'll see if we can keep this thing flat out, and so far it looks like we can as we look our way through, and it's not looking too bad at the moment. DRS incoming for this next left hand, out of this next left-hander, sorry, as we make our way towards the start of Sector 3 into the stadium section. There's actually a white second sector, so it's a bit quick. So we are looking a bit better here at the moment into the hairpin. We go missing the apex by about 5 kilometers there, but we now have one more corner here down to third gear. This is where we make up a lot of time on the AI for some reason, but we cannot complain about that as we make our way onto the main straight here towards the finish line. Where's this going to put us for Sunday's grid? It's going to be pole position. Surprise, surprise, and look at where all the time is gained in that final sector here. That last corner is definitely a weak spot for the AI, so this could be used to our advantage here as we're just going to start on pole position. But the main question is, can we keep this off the line? Because, of course, many times throughout the series, especially with some of the lower end cars, we have not been able to keep these high-end grid positions off the line. But as we go 5, red light for the Mexican City Grand Prix, and we are lights out, and away we go. We immediately cover off the right-hand side, but Leclerc gets the perfect getaway, as does Sainz, as does Perez there. Verstappen's going to get cut up, but look at all these guys on the left side overtaking us as if we are standing still. Verstappen now comes then on the right-hand side, and just like that, we have fallen from P1 to P9. Again, these race starts with these cars is not good at all, but we can make up some time through the corners as we go on the outside of Alonso and Joe Guan Yu. They're just about making sure we can keep it up there. And now we are back up into 7th place here as we look behind. We have Nicholas Latifi, out of all people, trying to get in on the He's all the way up into 9th place there. Let go Tiffy cook, bro. As we make our way into Sector 2, the Ricciardo is just up ahead of us, and actually there's a bit of battling there between Russell and Verstappen. Verstappen gets the worst of it, and he now loses a spot then to Daniel Ricciardo, but they're going to go side by side. We're going to get caught up behind Verstappen, barge our way past here, get very aggressive with the Dutch driver here. Get also very aggressive with Ricciardo there as we almost lose the back end there. He actually made a bit of contact with us as we made our way out of that corner here. Now Verstappen looks like he's trying to get past us, as does Ricciardo, as though it is just all chaos here on lap number 1 here of the Mexico City Grand Prix. But luckily we managed to keep everyone behind, and we can start to settle down just a little bit as we try to catch back up to George Russell. But it's not going to help if we have a massive corner cut. But into this right-hander, look at the gap quickly increase to Verstappen and decrease to Russell. But it's not going to matter here as we make our way onto this next lap here. And it is, well, it's just going to be terrible because Verstappen's going to easily power his way past us. We're not going to make it easy on him. We're going to purposely block him off there. Bit of a dirty tactic, but we have to do anything we can to keep in position. Look at Alonso steaming up the inside here. We're actually going to let him go up the inside, tighten his line into the first corner, and go swooping around the outside, keeping ahead 5th place, doing some 40 chest there with that move as we make our way onto sector number 2 here, looking to see if we can try to close this gap. Verstappen has gotten back up into 6th place here, so we're going to have to keep an eye out for the Dutchman to try to see if he will get some revenge on us at the moment. But we are looking okay so far. Russell is about 4 seconds ahead of us at the moment, almost 5 whole seconds, so we're going to have to be able to try and see if we can hold on to, unfortunately, yet another P5 finish. This is a broken record for the amount of P5s that we have done, but at the same time, you know, we can't be complaining too much considering this Haas is, well, dog water in the straights and not that great in the corners. So Leclerc still leads the way, than what I presume is from Sainz to Perez. with Russell in 4th. I don't know where Hamilton is, though. Russell obviously is outperforming that Mercedes quite well, but I don't know where Hamilton is exactly. So we make our way out of the final corner then, getting a very good run there through that sequence. So now as we make our way onto the main straight here for lap number 3 here, getting a white third sector, so that's obviously very nice. But look at the absolute overspeed that Verstappen has here. We actually caused him to brake check himself, unfortunately. He's going to do the same thing as Alonso, power on the inside, but we're going to swoop on the outside, make sure we cover that off there, and we are still in P5 somehow, yanking at the steering wheel, making sure we don't go off into the wall here as we make our way onto the next street here towards the next series. Of course, Verstappen just go steaming up the inside. Can we do the same thing here? We're going to go way around the outside here, somehow manage to be able to keep it on the racetrack here, and Verstappen is probably absolutely flabbergasted at that move here. But we are now up into P5 then once again, with Russell still in P4 as he is 5 seconds ahead. He is pulled away from us, fighting away with Verstappen and Alonso. So this isn't looking too bad here. Verstappen's right on our tail though once again, but he actually I think he brake checked himself there because he was catching up way too close to us. So we are fortunate to come home in P5 here, considering how this could have easily turned backwards given that horrific lap number 1 start and how Verstappen and Alonso were just continuously pressuring us down that main straight. But we're going to come home in P5 once again. Then Leclerc is going to win this Grand Prix ahead of Sainz and Perez. Russell's going to come home in 4th. We're going to come across the line of 5th ahead of the Dutchman. And actually, sorry, make that Perez in 2nd place then. So very good showing then from the Mexican driver. But that is it then for this episode. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next episode. Goodbye, everyone.